どうも皆さん、おはこんばんにちは、おとじゃです。前から気になってたゲームをやっていきたいと思います。Assemble with care。三人称だと鉄塔さんで、ね、そしてあと三浦大知さんことね、大ちゃんやってたわ。先越されちゃった2人には、ね、どちらも私の好きな人がやっていたわけなんですけど、ちょっとついに挑戦しようかなと思います。いろんなものをね、なんか壊れてしまったものを直していくゲームらしいんですけどね。マリアのミックス、カセットテープだね。ウォークマンかな。いいよね、カセットテープもね。しかもここだとそのマリアのミックステープが入ってるよって分かるようになってんだけど、動いてんのもまたエモいんですよねじゃあこいつ持って入れますか。空港にいるな。音的には空港にいない？これおー、始まりました。ちょっと音でかお。少しじゃあ下げようかな。こんぐらいでいっか。いいですね、またこのヘッドホンがね。はい、皆さんこんばんは。 A 面 B 面あるしね。こいつを持ってこのジャックを挿します。はい、音を出してプレイするとより一層お楽しみいただけます。もともとスマートフォンアプリゲーだったのが、私がやってんのこれ今パソコン版なんですけど。ではミュージックスタート。てんてん80年代かな。Assemble with care 新チャプター追加されてんのこれ。いい場所だな。
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between.
そう変わり映えはしないと。これ主人公ですね。
But as my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey.
はあ、いろんなとこ転々としてるんだな。
A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. The places I'd seen, the people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way.
それに旅をする中でたくさんの忘れ去られた宝物を蘇らせてきたっていうから、直してるんだね。修理屋だ。
I'm a restorer by trade.
はい。
Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs.
へえ、すごいね。いろんなもの直せるんだね。
Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
お、荷ほどきから始まるのかな。開く。あ、すごいオシャンティーじゃん。オプションを開くのはコーヒーで、コーヒーブレイクってこと？ああ、大丈夫だな。じゃあ荷ほどき開始します。金具をクリックして開ける。はい。いい音。サングラスあるぜ。
I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off.
眩しいからね。はい。これは？
I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman at your service.
自分のことだね。パスポートだ。
My passport. Not many blank pages left now.
めちゃくちゃいろんなとこ行ってんじゃん。すごいね。
The tools of my trade.
あ、
No hope of restoring things without these.
これに修理道具セット入ってるわけだ。あ、ルストツカかな。確かにね。ぽく見えるね、これね。
Who doesn't love a scrunchie? Practical and stylish.
エアブラシ2種種がついてる。
My favorite overalls. These will never go out of style.
いいね。
My parents took this after I made my first repair.
あ
Seems like a lifetime ago.
ー、遠いはるか昔。これ写真だね。お、
Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with this.
インスタントカメラだ。どっか置く場所あった？あ、ここ。
I'll hand these out once I'm settled in. Fingers crossed they get me some work.
お仕事受け付けてますよってね、修理の。映るんです。スーツケース完了。これまた可愛いスーツケースだね。これだけで荷物が足りるってのがすごいけどね、いろんな場所行ってて。
Finally, I'd made it to Bellariva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal.
フードフェスティバルか。ベラリーバでは何が名産品なんだろうね。ちょっとじゃあ炭酸を。キンキンに冷えたさ、炭酸もいいんだけど、俺ね、常温の炭酸好きなんだよね。美味しいな。はい。あとレモン風味とかね、いろんな風味ございますんで、お好きなのをね、皆さんも飲み物片手にゆっくり見てください。このゲームはリラックスできるらしいので。そう、常温、炭酸がそもそもこうシュワシュワしてるからさ、冷たいとさらに美味しいのはわかるんだけど、やっぱり冷たいものばっかり飲んでると体冷えちゃうから、常温の炭酸水は上級者。あれ、いや結構ね、甘くない？炭酸ビールいやビールさ、まあ炭酸は常温のビールはね、イギリス行った時に飲んだから、もうね、日本の冷たいビールに慣れてるとちょっとってなるけど、特に炭酸が強いやつはね、冷たく感じるんだよね、炭酸で。
Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work.
所持金今いくらなんだろうな。気になるわ。
My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store that I had to be a part of.
まあ経験なのかな、これもな。ああ、心配だろ絶対。両親、今どこよみたいな。必ずハガキ出してよってなるでしょ。
I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires.
へえ。まあでもそうだよね。アンティークってのは誰かしらが使っていた思い出が刻まれているから、俺もそういうの好きだな。
My story in Bellariva began with a little girl and a voice she was longing to hear.
その子がずっと聞きたがってた声とともに始まる。なんだろうね、直すものは。 蓄音機来る？違う？あー、ラジカセ。さすがに蓄音機は
It
来
was
な
my
かったね。
first morning in Bella Riva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun.
ベラリーバいいところなんだろうな。
In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bella Riva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect. I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
この子
Hi,
か。
I'm Izzy.
おう、
Do you know how to fix things?
私は物が直せますよ。まあ今ゲームをプレイしてる俺は初めてなんだけどね。絶対言っちゃいけないな。心配になるもんな。こいつ本当に直してくれるのかって。逆に壊すんじゃねえかってな。
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
チラシの効果はあったみたいだね。汚れた赤いカセットデッキを引っ張り出した。
My tape is broken and I can't make it work anymore.
あら、
I tried to fix it myself, but there's
自
this
分で
little thing
直
in
そ
the
うと
way.
したけど
Can
なん
you
か引
try?
っかかってる。任せろ、もうそういうの得意だよ、あんたに。おー、まあ、なんもでしょ、これ。もうテープやばいって。めっちゃ出てる。こうもほら、みんな。俺はカセットテープ触ったことあるから、まあ、ビデオテープとかもそうなんだけど、わかるから。どうしてそうするの？めっちゃ飛び出てんだろうが。
How did you do that?
どうやったの？見えなかった。まあな。ちょっとこれはね、私の商売に関わるから、ちょっと教えられないわ。ね、もう俺もね、鉛筆があるときは鉛筆使うけど、小指でやってたわ。ああでビデオテープは痛えんだけど、親指でやってた。めちゃくちゃ買ってんだよ、あれな。ああ、懐かしいな。これ何？これ何？わかんないな。で、電池があって、こいつはミナト。はあ、ソニーとかじゃない、ミナト。あ、電源、ああ、いた。裏側見たいんだけどな。見れない？これじゃあ無理でしょ？一回入れたら、あれか？まあ、
Still not working.
これでも動かない
Else
か。
must be wrong.
いや、電池。いや、これ電池入ってんのかな？一個ずつフラグを立てていく感じかね。裏側見た。ここ。いった。これだ。来た。ちょっと待って。やだ。まっすぐにしたい。はい。ちょっと斜めだけど。ドライバー。ねじれね。
Aha! Those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
だいぶ年季入ってんね。この柄ってことはね、もう海外で一番、なんだっけ、毎回言うことないからさ、あんまりその電池の名前言うことないから、エナジーなんとかだよな、電池。いや、いねえな。ちゃんとね、キャラクターもいるんだよね、その電池。なんとかセル。エナジーセルだったかな。 消えた。デュラッセル。そうだな、全然違えわ。デュラッセルさん、よう知ってるね、みんな。あれ、どこ行った電池。デュラッセル電池。ああ、こいつ。なんかすっげえウサギ出てくるけどな。デュラッセルですよ。もうこの柄は間違いなくデュラッセルだからね。見たことない人見てください。日本じゃあんまり見かけないけど、でも置いてある。コストコとか行ったらあるんじゃないかな。これ向き大丈夫？あ、大丈夫だな。最後ギュッてやっておかないと。お、パワー。おっ、向き変えて。あー、やだ。はい。あー、ちょっと。オルゴールが鳴り、女性の歌声が聞こえる。あー、いいっすね。お母さんが歌ってんのかな、これな。お母さんが、だね。わあ、娘のために歌ってあげてるんだ、これ。子守歌だな、多分。グッナイっつってるからね。
When it finished, Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
ああ、大事にしろよ。
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum.
おい、
She's not here
お
anymore.
い、やめてくれよ。
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill.
そういう感じかよ。
When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo.
ああ、どうしようかな。
I usually prefer a check, but Izzy looked so serious. I wrote out a full
ひと
receipt.
まず領収書を書いて渡した。なんて書いたんだ。
She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered.
大事にしろよ。
A part I wouldn't be able to fix.
そういうのは私でも直せない。そうだね。子守歌だったんだ。なんだこれ。打ち砕かれて。もうなんか象だけどね。
My first repair complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit.
意外とって言うと失礼かな。結構仕事がね、舞い込んでくるな。
The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles.
The
front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father.
ほう、イザベルの父親。
I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning.
Oh.
Please, come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
お父さんが出てきたぞ。
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him.
おお。
It survived 100 years in this family. But
100
5 minutes with
年前。
Isabel and... Do you think you can
でも
salvage
イザ
it?
ベルにかかれば5分でこう。ああ、イザベルは気が合いそうだな、俺と。ボンドゥの出番かな。どこからつけていこうか。こういうの台座からじゃない？下からく
Will
っ
you
つけ
be
てこ
able to see
う。
the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
まあうまくやりますよ、うまく。これはよし、向きを手をね一回離さないと。ちょやばいめっちゃはみ出る。あれもうはみ出るの確定なんだけど、やっべ。8000人か。よし、8000人見てるのか。よし、大丈夫だ、バレてない。やったな、これ。一回ちょっと救えば。いやさ、別になんかこう絞り出すとかそういう感じじゃん。もう持ってきたらこうってなっちゃうんだもんだって。はい。ちょっと裏見てみる？ほら、きれい。全然大丈夫。もう、私にかかれば、ざっとこんなもんですよ。で、お次は、つながる部分は、先にこっちかな。そうだね。つながる部分がこう分かるようにはなっているんだけど、ちょっとね、足先につけちゃおうかなと思ったけど、こっちかな。待って、入れ替えてボンドゥで大丈夫。はい。先に足でしたね。
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
そういうもんですよ。いろんなものに興味があってね、いいことですわ。向きを変えたいな。こっち側。いいね。もう頭の方にはついてるから。一回クリック離さないと。絶対はみ出るからね、これボンドね。で、こっちに。もう最新のボンドですからね。透明になるんですよ、乾いたら。ありますからね、そういうボンド。よし。
Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together?
なんか言ってた。とても強力ですね、ボンドみたいな。
Thank you, Maria. It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
そうなの？
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
Sorry. I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late. Again?
頑張りすぎちゃダメですよ。
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening.
自分の中でも同じような経験をしてるわけだ。
Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
だよね。イジーとの時間を作ってあげてほしいよね。あら。黒電話じゃなくて黄色電話だね。
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning.
まあ 忙しいのもわかるけど、結果的にね、よく言われるのは、なんかまあいろんな人のためにね、村長言ってたよね。村長村だったここ、町長か。だからこそやらなきゃいけないけど、今の娘をね、娘との時間今しかないからね。
Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries.
朝のコーヒー手に持っている。じゃあちょっとすみません、また炭酸飲みます。常温の炭酸をね。いやーうまい。香りを思いっきり吸い込んだだから別に食べても飲んでもないってことだね。
I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
ほう、なんでしょうか。
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
はあ、なんだろうね。忙しい時こそね、周りの人にもっと皆さん頼りましょうね。一人じゃないから。
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
ダイヤル式電話。
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some seasoning tips, but it won't connect.
はあ。
Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
任してください。バラしたことないけどな。はあ。どうなってるか、じゃあまずは。あ、さすがに取れない。向きを変えて外しましょ
う。Obviously, we'd normally be much busier than this.
めっちゃ言うじゃん。わかりましたよ。OK、取れた。
You can fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
あ、ベルが割れちゃってるね。あ、焼けちゃってるよ、回路が。電線をクリックしてツールボックスにドラッグすると切り離せる。ツールボックスに。はいはい。あ、そういうことね。これは剥がして直ってるの入れて、電話は電話。なんだって今。
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
いや、しかしようね、このトランクにはなかった気がするけど、なんでパーツ持ってるんだろうな。すごいな。なんでも持ってるんだね、さすが修理屋さんだから。やべ。これでよし、戻して。手際いいな、俺。まるで直したことあるかのような。実際のやつはこんなことないだろうけどね。OK。
When I handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to
あ
take it from me.
ら まあね、今までは電話が壊れてるから予約のお客さんが来ないみたいなね、言い訳にできていたけど、
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no
や
time.
めろマリア、なんでそういうこと言うんだ。
That's if I can pay my phone bill anyway. And the rent and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
お店がうまくいってないんですね。
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone.
Hello. How's my favorite sister doing today?
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
ね、
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
お金を借りてるんだな。
You don't need to be here though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh god, I have to get ready. Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
連続ミッションか、オッケー。いいんじゃない？ちゃんとね。レナックス。U2G レナックスか。ピントを合わせて。フィルムカメラかな。
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name.
どうやら泊まり客の一人が名指しで私に頼み事があるらしい。
Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
ああ、旅行先で壊れちゃったっていう話ね。
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know
Ah.
how to fix things.
お姉さん
Usually
か。
not an expert, of course, but in this town,
はあ。
So this was Carmen's sister? The two of them couldn't have been more different.
お姉さんなんか仕事
Inside
でき
her
そうだよ
room, I
ね。
saw a beautiful reflex camera. Any professional photographer's dream.
すごいな。あっていうか、いや別に写真買ったわけではないのか。
the viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong.
なんだろう。フィルムカメラもね、構造はシンプルなんだけどな。レナックス、ペンタックスってすごい。ミラーレイアウト、そうですね。こういう形になってますよ。
You need the manual.
マニュアルは必要？必要ないぜ。戻したいな。はい。まずは、そんなすごいのパカッと取れるのそこ。向きを変えたいだけ。OK。ネジを外しちゃおっか。ね、てっきりこうレンズカバーをつけっぱなしみたいな、そういうお茶目な感じで来るかなと思ったけど、レンズカバーすらないんだが。ちょっと向き変えたいだけよ。こっちは大丈夫ね。まずレンズを外すかな。
I don't suppose you fixed anything.
こういう
this
高
valuable
級品を
before.
修理した経験はないと思うけれども。おい、大丈夫なのかおい。それは大丈夫。割れてる。これ無理よ。なんで替え持ってんの？
If I
完
used a
璧やん。
screwdriver, I could adjust the
そうね。
angle of the mirror.
おー、すごいすごいすごい。あー、すごいすごいすごい先生。すごいすごいすごい。はい。
Perfect. Now the viewfinder should be working.
オッケー。使えるようになりました。あ、ちょ。あ、やべ。フィルムを入れて、あ、先にこっちつけろって。いやでもフィルム、あ、だからその、
Still a few parts missing.
いくつか部品が足りない。まあそうだね。レンズもないし、一回ちゃんと動くか写真が撮れるか確かめるか。あ、ネジ止めしないとダメ。あ、いいよねこれ。あ、ダメだな。一回そのちゃんと取れるかどうか分かってからネジ締めたいな。ダメだった時もう一回。やべ、俺がいろんなものを壊しては自分で直してるってのはバレちゃうな今ので。そうなのよ。ダメなのよ。仮組みしてやらないと後でうわこれダメだったみたいな。で、おい試さなくていいのか。
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
90、80、90年代の話なんだろうな。
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition. The first of its kind.
いい
It
な。
cost me 3 months'
給
salary.
料3ヶ月分。
It was worth it.
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford. It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better?
あれ
She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing. Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
何なんだろうね。
I hear nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen was ready.
どうなるんでしょうか。お、ネオンですね。これ直すのね、ヒューマノイ
The
ド
sun
台
was
風だっ
setting
たか
over
もしれない。
Bella Riva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
ああ、
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious with
あ
work. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
あ、
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
え、使ってないんかい。
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
いやー、ネオンがついたからってどうなんだろうね。
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
OK。あ、そんなに大きいやつじゃないんだ。あ、いや、何こう、あ、そもそも組み上げてないっていう話か。そういうことだね。ネオ、待って、あ、ネジあったわ。とりあえず開けてみるか。やべ、見えないとダメ。配線が、これはでもどこにつけるんだろうね。ボンドも存在。ああ、そういうことね。これをつけなきゃいけないんだな。で、これが電源なんだけど、ついてないから、すごいな。こうボンドでいいのこれ。はい。ついた。で、電源と、はい。つなげて。で、今度は、いっぱいあるのは別になんかいっぱい使うわけじゃない。つけて。あ、いいね。あ、ちょっと待って。ちょっと待ってって。こっち側が見たいだけだよ。特にって感じかな。一回電源入れよう。あ、ついた。ついてる？
I don't know, it's a bit flat.
ちょっと
Maybe if
地
it
味。
flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
スペアパーツがあるから。あー、よかった。ネジ止める前にやって。一回外して、後ろ見て、はい。あれ、なんで向きが変わるの？この状態で取って、なんでどうしてこう向けなきゃいけないって話？なんでちょっと待ってよ。だってこう持つと、まああれか、ボンド先につけるって話か。あったよ。まず合わせるとかあるだろう。これつけたけどこう不良品でつかない可能性あるだろう。まず通電させてくれよ。どうしようかな。あ、全部ついた。で、点滅してるけど。一回確認しときたいな。点滅するよってことなのかな。はいはいはい。
It still needs something else.
まだ何か必要。
Maybe we can add one of these.
これを使ってみよう。後出し。お前おい。すげえな。次なんかだって出してきたらもう俺許さねえからな。もう存分にお前塗ってよ。ダメよ、本当に。持ってるもん全部出しなさい。今回も特別サービスでマックスに。はい。なんで収まるんだこれ。よし。で、何屋さんなのここは。ネオンだから夜だもんね。バーですか？
It works. I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
判定がね、シビアでね。向き変えたいだけ。一瞬出るのよ、ここ一瞬出る。ほらもう、OK。判定がシビア。ネオンサイン、カルメンズ。
The sign fixed.
Yeah,
We headed outside
違う
and
ぞ。
mounted it carefully over
アイ
the
スクリームだ
cafe
ったな。
door.
That's perfect, Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over
Oh.
my shoulder.
お姉さん
I
来た。
turned to see.
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived. Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her.
え
Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
ダメでした。
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her.
せっかくつけたのに。あ、お遊びタイム。ゲームボーイアドバンス SP じゃん。やっべえな、完成度高えな、おい。同世代だよ、俺
It
は。
was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house.
いいなあ、海辺の家なら静かで涼しいだろうと思った。
I'd barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst. Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
なんだい、どうしたイージー。
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
めっちゃいいところじゃん。どういうことよ、これ。
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth. On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore.
ああ、もうどんどんぶっ壊せ。私の仕事が増える。
Can you fix it for me?
任せろ。分解したことあるから大丈夫。いやー、ゲームボーイアドバンスが発売されて、あの形ね、なんて言うんだろうな。まあ、任天堂、ちっちゃい任天堂スイッチみたいなね、感じだったんだけど、そこから、このゲームボーイアドバンス、これ別にゲームボーイアドバンス SP じゃないんだけど、ゲームボーイアドバンス SP 出た時は画期的だったね。バックライトがついてたから、いや、バックライトじゃないか。フロントライトなのかな、あれは。いや、明るいんだよ。うん、暗いとこでもゲームできるからさ、ゲームボーイアドバンス初期型って、ライトがついてなくて、もう、太陽が出てる下で遊ぶ外とかね、何も見えねえんだよな。うん、 懐かしいわ。でね、夜とかは布団かぶって懐中電灯を口にくわえながらゲームボーイアドバンスやってたわ。目悪くなっちゃったな。良い子は真似しないでくださいね。いや、超懐かしい。もう本当に嬉しかった。かっこいいんだよ。だってやっぱ折りたためるとさ。みんなね、財布とかね、長財布に憧れていくんだけどね、結局は折りたたみよ。折りたたみのスマートさよ。何から直していこうか。画面割れてんじゃねえか。ボタンもだ、お前。どんなすごいな。ボタン一つしかないのか。
Why does it sound so scary? It wasn't like that before.
スピーカーも言ってんな、これな。取れちゃったぞ、お前。ネジねえのか？すごいな。逆にすごいな、それ。ネジね。組み立て式なんだ、はめ込んで。任天堂スイッチのソフトみたいな形してるけどね。ボタン外して。すごいな。ここまで再現されてるんだ。ボタン変えて。こっちが取れた。向き変えたいだけなの。よし。あれなんか後ろについてた。これは取らない。もうくっついてんのかな。やべ、配線全然見ないでいろいろやってたけど大丈夫かな。1、2、3ってあるけど、すっげえわかりやすいじゃん。違う説出てきたね。で、合わせてあげりゃいいのか。はーい。向きが変えたい。どうだ？遊びたい。遊びたいよ。おい。ソフト入れてねえわ。全然ソフト入れてなかったわ。何これ？フォレストアドベンチャー。すげえじゃん。ゲームボーイのやつもちゃんと遊べんのかい。やばい、今俺、イジーに煽られた。絶賛大人でゲームしてる俺、今煽られてる、これ。確か。
Can you show me how to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
イェーイ。なんだこれ。すごい。ポケモンっぽいぞ。何これ。ポケモン？写真撮るの？やばい。ポケモンスナップ。Congratulations。ハートポッポ。いいな、これ欲しいわ。
Her toy fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he
ねえ、
think
どうして
that?
そう思われるの？
Because, well, I kind of dropped it. Really
壁に
hard.
向かって落とすわけはねえな、おい。わざとやったんか、お前。それはいかんぞ。物を大切にしなさい。
Izzy looked
で
down,
も、あれか
scuffing
な？
her shoes on the worn floor
ま
of
た会い
the
たかったの
playhouse.
かな？それともあれか、父親の気を引くためにっていうパターンかな。
My dad said I
いや
had
ー、
to
そういう
go
こ
to
とだ
the
ね。
stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress. And I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
はいはいはいはい。
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too.
ねえ。
It made me think. Had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view?
自分を見つめ直す時間が来た。
I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
その一瞬、時計か、時計はやばいって。
Leaving Izzy hiding in the garden, I walked around to the front of
い
the
やー、
house
知ら
and
ない
rang
っ
the
すね、
doorbell.
兄者のゲームボーイは。ね。あれだってほら、このイージーは壁に向かって投げてるけど、ゲームボーイは床とキスしたから。隠れたイージーを庭に残して家の正面に回り、ドアの呼び鈴を鳴らした。
It was only then I noticed my favorite overalls covered in grass stains. I scrubbed desperately, but it was too late.
Maria, what are you doing? What happened to your clothes?
I was, repairing a lawnmower.
How unusual. Well, do come in. The job I've got for you is a little more delicate.
おう。
Totally embarrassed, I walked into an orderly room filled with papers and ledgers. So this was his office. You must be so busy getting ready for the festival. Are you looking forward to it?
Of course. It's traditional for the mayor to judge food from every cafe and restaurant in town. I'll be declaring the best chef in Bella Riva by this time tomorrow. Speaking of which,
He unclipped the watch from his wrist and very carefully handed it to me.
I'll have a tight schedule to follow, but my watch stopped working a while ago. Could you see if you can make it tick again?
時計屋に出しなさいよ、もう。時計はやばいぞ。これはやばいって。でも割れてる。ねえ、割ったね。
Are you sure it will all fit back together?
いやー、マジでやばいよ、時計は。戻して、はい。取れない。向きを変え、ここか。Love always。いつだって愛している。ネジちっちゃいな、やっぱな。本当にね。なくすよ。これか。いや無理だよな、全部外さないと。どこだ、ここか。あ、いやそんなにのわーやってしもった。やばいやばいやばい。
Bolts look good though. If I'm careful, I can reuse those.
オーバーホールダメだって。え？なんで動いてんの、あの状況で。ここ全部ぶっ壊れたの。あ、取れた。ガラスを取らなきゃいけないよね。やったな。さらに壊したよね。でもまあそもそもほら 壊れかかってたのかもしれないから大丈夫でしょう。はい。でこれ待って、これやばいな。なんだ。まあまあ、回ってる方がパーツ外して、これはもう割れちゃってるからって話だよね。はい、これで全部かな。なんで持ってんのこの時計の本当にそこはすごいよな。私にかかればざっとこんなものよ。やべえ、これどれだ。こっちか。もう余裕っすわ。あれもう余裕っすよ。ほら見てください。じゃあ組み立てていこうか。まずはガラスからだ。妻にもらって以来一日たりとも身につけない日はおい最高じゃねえか。おいしっかりしてるな。形見なんだな。判定だよ。ほいで入れてはい。はい、完璧。
As I handed the watch back to Joseph, my fingers traced over the engraving on the back. I hoped fixing this was one small way I could help him move forward.
時計と同じようにねってことね。
I can't believe it's working, Maria. Thank you. My wife was a brilliant woman. Feeling this ticking on my wrist makes me feel like she's still here.
素晴らしい。
Watches measure minutes and hours like they're infinite. I didn't know we had so little time. Even with Isabel, I barely see her. And when I do, she acts like she hates me.
Just then, the phone rang. Even when he was at home, his work was never done.
Sorry, Maria. I have to take this. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow.
As I left, I turned and saw him pacing the floor of his office, his watch glinting in the afternoon sun.
マジで忙しそうだね。
I hoped its quiet ticking would at least bring him some peace during the busy days to come. なんだこれ。わー、プロジェクターだ。しかもフィルムタイプのやつだよ。その写真のネガフィルムをここに挟んで入れてこの中入っていくとまあ照射されて映るんだけど、あったわ。触ったことあるよ。 When my last job of the day brought me to Carmen's apartment, the door was opened by someone I didn't expect to see, Helena.
Sorry for inflicting this mess on you. Carmen's never seen a knick-knack she doesn't want to buy, apparently.
Carmen's apartment was a little chaotic, but totally charming. It was easy to imagine her living in a place like this. It definitely wasn't Helena's style. She seemed more upmarket than flea market. I wondered why she was even here.
ずっと気になってんじゃんな、お姉さんのこと。
We're having a clear out, or at least I am. Carmen's not helping, as usual. There's a market at the festival tomorrow. I'm selling some of these things to make her some money.
まあでもこれお姉さんもあれだな、妹のお店を全力で手伝う気なするな。
She says she has nothing when there's all this stuff right under her nose.
Helena stepped delicately past the items on the floor and reached down to pick up one from the pile.
Look at this slide projector. Our parents treasured it, but Carmen treats it like a piece of junk. Can you take a look?
両親が大事にしてた。はあ？どういうこと？ああ、すごいね。いいね。やっぱね。音もまたいいんだよね。カシャ。なんだ、カキーンって。なんだ？動かない。そもそも動かないのか？そこら辺が分かってないんですけど。中に入ってる。
Typical. Carmen's even managed to get a slide stuck in here.
ちょっと向きが変えたいんです。あーっとドライバーを取ろうとしただけなのに。どれだ？中のこれは何が割れ、ライトか。
That light bulb is completely smashed. Okay, I'll need to redirect the light to the lens at the top for the projector to work.
そういうことね。あれだ、カメラの時と同じ。ちょっと待ってよちょっと待ってそうかい。なんかちょっと向き違う。これあれか。だからもうちょっと待って、マジで繊細すぎないか。先にかぶせなきゃいけないのか。いやだよね。でこの入ってるやつはそのままでいいのかな。これはどこに刺すためのもの？ねえ、一個残ってる鏡は上に来た光をここで反射するのか。向きが違うってこと？そもそもだよね。 あこうなってんのね。おい引っ掛けかい、ここに来て。
I was so excited when I moved to the city. Carmen, she looks so sad.
おあ
Here's
Nada.
the clicker you'll need to attach. God knows how Carmen broke that as well.
切り替え用のスイッチかな。でああそうだね。ちょっと止まれ。止まるんだ。
When we were younger, Carmen was always following me around.
ああ仲のいい姉妹だったんだね。これ順番重要になってくんじゃない
Looks
か
like
な。
something is still missing.
まだ何か足りない？あ、いや、そうだね。これつけてねえからね。あれなんだ？やめてくれ。あ、大丈夫か。おお、すげえな。
I suppose she looked up to me. A cool older sister.
あら。
She used to ask me when I was coming home, but I was always too busy.
Looks like there's still a screw missing.
そうだね。まだネジ締めはしてないよ。で、動作は問題なさそうだね。電源はどうやって切るの？電源ボタンなんでね。ああ。常時オンなのこれすごいな。だから今コンセントはつながってるのかもしれないね。
Helena was transfixed, staring at the two young sisters the projector had brought glaringly into focus.
I never meant to let her down.
But you haven't, have you? You came all this way just to help with the cafe. Plus the money.
That's the problem. There is no
あら
money. I lost my job a few months ago. My savings are almost gone. I have nothing.
あれ
Carmen thinks I'll throw my checkbook at her bad decisions and make them okay. But I can't. Not this time. You know, the funny thing is, I came here wanting to tell
やば
her
い
the
どっ
truth.
ちも
But
だっ
she's
た
so
な。
infuriating. How can I ask her for help when all she cares about is herself?
言った方がいいよ。
Helena
わ
fell
かるけど
silent,
ね。
shrinking under the gaze of her younger self, projected onto the wall.
We drifted so far apart when I moved away. It felt like the only thing keeping us together was my bank balance.
話し合おう。
I know I have to tell her the truth. It isn't fair. But I already lost everything else. What if I lose her too?
大丈夫だってね。妹だってお姉ちゃん大好きっていう時期があったように。まあでもね、言えないよね。急にアウトドア
The day of the festival finally came, and after all my hard work, I was ready to put down my tools and pick up a fork. The smell as I entered the main square was incredible. Each stall was selling food even more delicious than the last. The competition would start any minute. Most stall holders were waiting anxiously for the mayor to pay them a visit. All of them, that was, except Carmen, who was still frantically chopping vegetables and stirring pots.
Maria! Thank God you're here. Can I ask you the world's biggest favor?
一生のお願い使っちゃうの？いいよ。
Helena was supposed to help me run the stall today, but she never turned up.
あら、
Probably too ashamed to show her face.
バッ
I
クレた
can't
ねじゃん。
believe she lied to me.
あれ？あ、話はしたんだ。
Carmen was stirring so furiously, she was in danger of tipping the pot over altogether.
The mayor will be here any minute for the judging, but I'm almost out of my special.
She wasn't really going to ask me, was she? Not on my day off.
大変だ。
I have a stove ready to build and everything. Can you set it up and make me a spare batch?
オッケー。汚れててちょっとわかんなくなっちゃったけ
Oh,
ど。
her recipe is a bit smudged. Never mind, I'm sure whatever I put in will be fine.
大丈夫なんだかなやんな。人が作ったものなんだから。多分ね、これあれ？あ、これがガスだろ？このこうやってこうしてここら辺のこうやってきたんですけど、この押さえる部分全部使えない。ちょっと待って。ちょいとおいで。あ、ついた。あ、オッケー。
It all fits. Now to light the gas.
で、マッチを使って、早くマッチが。ちょっとガスずって出てる。ダメだってこんな。どこで？ここか。ついた。やばい。どうなってんのこれ。ちょっとやばすぎる。もう疲れ。オッケー。で、スープ、これがメモだった。そんな横にしておいといて大丈夫これ。はい。あとスペシャルスープ。はい。
I think that pot is really boiling now. Smells great if I say so myself. Here are the ingredients that Carmen's given me. What to add
これまだ
first?
出来上がってねえんだな。最初に入れるのがやばい。わからん。クッキングシミュレーター始まったな。俺流のやつ作っちゃう？まずここでバターをぶち込みますで、俺マッシュルーム好きだからマッシュルーム入れて、であとブロッコリーと彩りを良くするために人参を入れます。そして
That looks good. I'll scoop a spoonful when I'm ready to serve.
そしてトマトがやっぱね酸味を出して美味しくなりますんで、でオニオンスライスしたオニオン入れ、でそこら辺にね落ちている葉っぱを添えればもう完璧ですよいいのかよいいのかこれもうカルメンコンテスト落ちちゃうんじゃないのか。
My part done, Carmen took over and added the finishing touches.
よ
It
か
was
った。
just in
カル
time.
メンがそこから引き継いで
A
最後に
moment
味を
later,
整えたっ
Joseph
て。
arrived with Izzy in tow. Carmen anxiously handed them both a serving.
That was
よかった。
so tasty. Can I have some more, please?
やっぱね大事なんだよ勢いってのはよ。
Well, you've certainly earned yourself a loyal customer in my daughter. We have a few more meals to taste, but so far you are one of the best.
お、
Good luck.
今のところあなたのメニューがトップ争いに加わってますよ。
Joseph and Izzy looked so happy together. Maybe the
バ
festival
ター
was
正
doing
解だっ
them
た
some
が。
good after all. Carmen, on the other hand,
あれ？
seemed annoyed. But why, when it had all gone so well?
I wish Helena was here to see this. She's so convinced I'll never succeed at anything.
She wants what's best for you. She's just not very tactful about it.
Yes, I know. Even when I was a kid, she pushed me when no one else did. I just wish she hadn't lied to me. But then,
そうだ
I've learned so
よ。
much of her over the years. I never stopped to think how much she actually had to give.
そこを分かってあげて。お、オーディオプレイヤーだ。レコードプレイヤーね。うん。
The festival finished. I only had one day left before I
Ara.
had to catch my train and leave Bellariva behind.
もうベラリーバー去るのか。
I couldn't go without saying goodbye to Carmen. So, that evening, I made my way to the cafe. It was unrecognizable. She'd done it. Best food in Bellariva.
ベラリーバー
Half
一
the
番
town
の
was outside
食
waiting
事。
to see what the fuss was about.
素晴らしい。そうね。ブリリアントって言ってたし、イギリス英語を話してますね。まあヨーロッパなんでしょうけど。
Maria, my favorite sous chef. Come on through.
It was Carmen.
そうか。
Acting
俺の
every
バター
inch
入り
the
スープが
successful cafe owner she deserved
一塊
to
入
be.
れてたからな。だいぶ良かったみたいだぜ。
Even Helena was there, serving the coffees.
よかっ
This was the last
た。
place I expected to see her after yesterday's drama. Carmen led me through to a balcony upstairs, where she brought out an old record player.
I found out where Helena was on the day of the festival.
どこ行ってたんだい？
She was selling her camera to clear the cafe's debts. She
え
didn't have much left for herself. So, I've asked her to come and stay with me for a while. We have a lot of catching up to do.
マジいいお姉ちゃんじゃん。限定のカメラだぜ。絶対高く売れるやつだな。
I wanted to give her this to cheer her up. We listened to it all the time when we were kids.
あ、そういうことなのね。思い出の品だ。
Do you think it has one last tune in it?
大丈夫、絶対出るようにしてやるよ。もう最悪中にMP3 プレイヤー入れとくわ。まだないだろうけどね、この時代。さてと、
Okay, let's see what happens when we turn this on.
そうだな。スイッチ入れたらって言ってるでしょうが。いいのか、針乗せなくて。あ、
The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring. The speaker isn't connected properly. I should
電
check
源オフ
the
にしよう。
wiring.
スピーカーがダメになってる？
The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
ネジとかないの？ネジとかないの？すごい！
Problem? This wiring isn't connected properly.
急に。あ、でも、急にだね。これがこっち。そもそもなんで違うとこにこれ配線されてたんだ？壊れた時に誰か一回開けたってことかな。
If I turn the volume up, I should be able to hear it now.
早送りはこれが。
I think that should do it. This record should play beautifully. It's spinning the
回
wrong way.
転方向
How can I
逆。
get it to play in the right direction? What must be to do with the
うん、
motor?
怖い怖い。わわ
Let's see
わ
if one
わ
of these spares can turn things around.
いっぱい出てきたモジュールが。逆方向。いや、そもそもなんで逆再生するやつがついてるのねえ。そう思いませんか皆さん。これは引っ掛けがあるぞ。どれだ？いや、こっちに。おい、待って、書いてあったわ。モデル 7W0。これだ。引っ掛けが1個あるな。いや、でもちょっと聞いてみたくなっちゃう、これ。これで回しはどうなるんだ？スピードが速すぎる的な。
This This motor doesn't seem to
モー
work.
ターが動いてないみたいな。
Maybe I'll have better luck with a different one.
なり方同じだけどな。まあ自分で直そうとしてたのかな。
Well, it's playing in the right direction.
ああ。
I should check it's turning at the correct speed.
遅い遅い遅い。さあスピード上げよう。ちょっと早すぎる？合ってるか。早くなっちゃう。音も大丈夫だね。これなんかあれ何がダメなの？何がダメだ？なんかダメなところある？え？全部通ってて曲も鳴ってなんかダメなとこある？これ。あ、大丈夫かい。一発目で流さなきゃいけなかったんだな。焦るわ。
The record player's crackling tune must have caught Helena's ear, as she appeared a few moments later.
Is that my old record player? I can't believe you've kept it all these years, Carmen.
Leaning over the music, they looked just like the young sisters the slide projector had preserved all these years, inseparable once again.
いいね、よかったね。
Carmen told me about your camera. That was a really generous thing to do.
I loved that camera, but
あら
now it's her time to be the person she wants to be.
あのカメラは気に入ってたけど、妹のことはもっと好きだから素晴らしいですね。
I'm going to stay here with her for a while. Make up for lost time.
うん。全然遅くはないよ。今から取り戻せばいいじゃない？
Carmen and Helena's relationship wasn't suddenly going to be perfect, but they were both prepared to try. And to think, it had all started because of a call Carmen made about some seasoning tips.
そうだね。
I guess in the end, maybe it wasn't so hard to just pick up the phone and dial. I hadn't spoken to my own parents in a year.
そうだよ。
I wanted to hear their voices more than anything.
ああ、電話しよう。今すぐ電話しよ
But the silence between us was so cavernous. I didn't know how I'd ever find the words to bridge it.
う。考える必要なんてない。元気って聞くだけでいいじゃない。なんだ？もう一度父親に。
My final morning in Bellariva, I received one last call out to Joseph and Izzy's house. I knew I had to pack, but I figured I could squeeze in one final job before I had to leave. When I arrived, I found Joseph tidying up his wilderness of a garden. The playhouse was already cleared.
お、よかった。
Inside, I could see Izzy happily testing out her screw driving skills
あら。
on the back of her cassette deck.
イジも修理屋になるのかな。
You've made quite the impression. Izzy, tells me she's going to be a repairwoman like Maria.
I'm sure she could be anything she wanted if she put her mind to it.
そう。
She could. She's a brilliant child. Spending the day with her at the festival, I haven't had so much fun in ages. I wanted to give her something before she starts to forget.
お、もしやっぱあの最初のカセットテープで聞こえていたオルゴールかな。
Inside, the house was transformed, flooded with light and the sounds of the garden. It felt alive again. This would be my last repair in Bellariva, but it felt like it was the house that had really been restored.
よかった。
It's a
ああ、オル
musical
ゴールだ。
It used to play beautifully, but now when I wind it up, nothing happens. I'd love for Izzy to hear it sing again. Can you help?
任してちょうだいな。ボンドがいるぞ。あ、これか。かわいいオルゴールだね。あ、割れちゃってるのか。とりあえずじゃあネジを外そうか。あ、どこにか。おー。いや、絵がボロボロ。
Maria, could you add this family picture?
おー、そういうことね。任してよ。お父さんよくわかってるね。あ、ボンドでいいの？絶対に取れないようにも多めに、いつもより多めに塗ってあげるよ。よし。まずは、完璧につけて。吹き上がる。大丈夫だ。魔法のボンドだから。で、次は、ここが外れるのか。まあ、一回ちょっと、あれだよね。なぜならないのか確認したいね。全然ならないね。さすがに取れないよな。これか。なんだこれ。これが飛び出てくるんだね、本来は。さあ、足の部分が取れたけど、これって、先にそっち取れちゃう？そう、中のが取れるようになってたとは思うんだけど。
This mechanism is
壊れちゃ
completely
ってんだ。
broken. I'll need to take it all apart before I can fix it.
まあ、割れちゃってるね、歯車も。オルゴールの部分も曲がっちゃってるもんね。取っていきましょう。もう取れる部分、ここか。ついてない部分もあったんだね。まずつけて、どうだろう。これで動くか？噛み合ってるここ。これでよしか。素晴らしい。
Perfect. The mechanism is good as new.
まあ天才ですからね。もう分かっていたんですね。もう替えのだってこの曲同じやつ持ってる普通みたいな感じだからねもう分かるんだよね。私の魔法の修理道具の中から欲しいものが出てくるから、どんなあれにも対応できます。やべ、先に閉めちゃったよ。あれ、この中のものは出せる。よし。 どうつけるんだこれ。どうやって出てくるんだろうね。くっつく要素がね。一回組み上げてみれば分かるが、ちょっとなんで外しちゃうのよ。でこうなった時にもうそうやって入るの。いいんだ。一回回してみようか。どこにこいつどこにいた。こいつすごい。シンプルな構造でそんな動きするんだ。よかった。ネギつけます。
Looks like something is still missing. I think that's everything back together again.
OK!
My wife used to sing this song to Izzy each
も
night before
う
bed,
やめろ、泣きそうに
but
な
I
る。
always worked too late to join them. Will you dream a dream
親父歌えんじゃねえか。
by your side?
今度はあんたが娘に歌ってあげる番だぜ。
That I will always
歌上手だな、おい。
even though we both know
お父さん歌上手だぞ、これ。
good night.
Good night. おお。
I've missed so much already. I want to be the father my wife wanted me to be.
慣れますとも。
I've ended up so much like my own father, working all the time. Izzy needs me more than that, especially now it's just the two of us. My daughter comes first. Well, until she gets bored of her stuffy old dad anyway.
お、気づいたか。
I'll never ever get bored of you, Dad.
Izzy came running into the room where Joseph scooped her up and onto his shoulders. She gazed at the music box, her eyes shining. I'd never seen her look so happy.
Thank you, Maria, for everything. The things you fixed for me. I'm so glad to have them back.
Joseph was a good father, and I could tell he was determined to be an even better one. When it came down to it, that was all any of us wanted. A second chance to make something right. My time in Bellariva was almost over, but before I left, I knew there was something of my own I needed to fix.
今度は自分の番だな。さあ。
My time in Bellariva was
急にマリア
almost
になっ
at
た。
an end. Another chapter finished in a story whose ending I hadn't felt ready to write. The people I'd met, the items I'd restored, they'd taught me so much about what was really important. Pulling out my suitcase from beneath the bed, I remembered the day I stole it from my parents' shop.
あれ
The day I left. Afterwards, I was too ashamed to call them, to apologize. It was a guilt I'd been carrying around every day since.
じゃあもう理由はあるんだな。
As I packed, I knew that it was up to me to find a way to lighten the load.
なあ、一番最初ね、荷ほどきしてたのに、今度は。でも、あれもう一回荷ほどきあれ何も入ってないからこっから出てくんだよね。ちょっと変わってる。おもちゃもある。さあ、
The recipe for
写真ね
Carmen's
カルメン
special.
の特製メ
I'm
ニューの
under
レシピ
strict instructions to guard it with my life.
読んでねえけどな。
Joseph's idea of light reading for the
本なん
train. It
だ。
does look
暇つぶしどころの厚さじゃないね。あ、まだ置く場所がないか。最後だな。これ入れて。
Helena gave me these designer shirts. Not sure I'll pull them off as well as she does.
いいじゃない。チケット。
My train ticket. I can't believe it's time to leave Bellariva behind. Izzy gave me this in exchange for my repair manual.
おう。
She'll be a pro in no time.
ああ、そうだろうな。
Soundtrack to my travels. I'll be listening to this on the journey.
いいじゃない。来た時より荷物少なくなってる。
My parents would love Bellariva. Maybe I can convince them to make the trip. My suitcase was full, but it was my heart that felt heavy as I made my way to the station. I was sorry to be leaving Bellariva behind, but I hoped that in my own small way I'd made a difference. Helena and Carmen's reunion was possible because they'd learned to overcome their differences.
修理キットはね、おもちゃの恐竜と交換したってことなんだな、多分。
Joseph had realized he shouldn't let his grief or his work get in the way of his relationship with Izzy. They'd each learned to see things from someone else's perspective. Maybe it was time I saw things through my parents' eyes. I knew it would be easier to jump on the next train, put even more distance between us, but I finally felt ready to talk to them. I just didn't know if they would feel the same. Did I even remember their number? I wasn't sure until I reached for the phone and it all came flooding back.
電話をかける。
Mom? Dad?
Maria?
わあ、心配してただろうに。ああ、よかったー。自分の両親との関係を最後は直すっていうね。いやー、面白かった。クリアでございます。とても素晴らしい。これ最後さ、これはエピローグ。おーい、カルメンの手紙。エスプレッソマシンじゃん。お、マリアへ。カルメンだよ。なかなか手紙を出さなくて。あ、はい。
Carmen here. Sorry I haven't written. The cafe's been absolutely manic since you left. Luckily, I have Helena here to help. You wouldn't recognize her. She's like a new woman. She's always running around, taking orders and making drinks. I even heard her compliment a customer on their outfit. Personally, I draw the line at fluorescent green bowling shirts, but each to their own. It certainly made the customer smile. She misses the city, though. Bellariva's many things, but it's definitely not as chic as she'd like. She said there was a coffee shop near her old apartment where they made coffee with a shape drawn on top.
オシャンティーのやつだ。
It got me thinking, I'm an award-winning chef. I can figure out how to put a leaf on a cappuccino. A bit of cosmopolitan coffee might be just what Helena needs. Of course, ordering a new coffee machine was the easy part. I wish you could have seen the mess I got into trying to put the thing together.
組み立てもやってくれるだろう、それ。はあ。ということで、コーヒーマシンを組み立てるところからスタート。あー、チョコクッキーおいしいね。こんな時間に見るものではない。コーヒーも良くないな。こんな時間に飲んだら寝れなくなっちゃうぜ。さあ、組み立てなきゃいけないわけだけど、なんで説明書がないんだ、おい。まずは後ろ分解してみるか。 なんで何も中入ってない状態でネジが止まってるんだ。よし。そっちが外れちゃう。なんか大丈夫。なんか漏れてるぞこれ。
These pipes look pretty simple. I should start with them.
まずこれからやってみる。大丈夫か。なんか漏れてるぞこれ。怖い怖い怖い。シュー言ってる。めっちゃ難しそうだけどね。知らないよ。コーヒーマシンなんか組み立てたこともないわ。
That steam
そう
doesn't look
いう
good.
感じです
There must be something wrong with the
か。
pipes. I'll need to connect all the pipes correctly to stop the steam pouring out.
はい。で、ちょっと。うんオッケー、大丈夫よ。で、この電子部品みたいなのはどこなんだろうな。こっちか。なせばなる。あ、どうやってついてた今。なんで？あ、ついた。で、配線をつなげていくんだけど、1、2と3があるけど、ちょっと取りたいんじゃないんだよ。くっついた。で、この状態で、1番が電源、2番が、なんだろうこれ。で、3番がコーヒー。了解した。ちょっと向きが、はい。で、1番が電源。はい。2番が、なんか。で、3番がコーヒー。嘘。
Finally, no more steam.
で、電源を電源につなげばいいって話？はい、違う見て、こっちだ。あ、もう完璧っすよ。はい。あ、で待って、ネジ止めしなきゃいけないから。オッケー、できたよ。これでお姉ちゃんに今時のコーヒーを作ってあげてくれ。
Better test the buttons just to make sure.
今俺カルメンなんだね。大丈夫かな？
All done.
よ
Piece
し。
of cake. Time to make my first coffee, I think.
マジか、コーヒー作るところまでやんのかよ。本格的だな。こいつをこう入れて置いて、ドゥクシって。あ、出た。止めなくて大丈夫だよね。で、今度は
Smells delicious. Now to make it look magical.
できるすごいやつ、ミルクの。ん？出た。やれんのか本当に。ほらこうやっ テ入れた後にこうえ
A perfect coffee.
いいの
All
こ
it
れ
needs
で
is a saucer and a couple of Helena's favorite
ラテ
biscuits.
アートああ焚き火でのろしでいいですか、のろしでラテアートのろしいいね、のろしだね。これは喜んでもらえるよ。
I was feeling more has-been than coffee queen by the time I'd made a drink fit for human consumption. It looked a bit, postmodern, but knowing Helena's refined tastes, I hope she'd think it was intentional. Always the connoisseur. She didn't even bother to look at it
ほら
at
ほら、
first.
結果
She
ね。
was so busy wafting it under her nose. Steamed up her glasses, of course. How was she going to see my work of
本
art
当
through
よ、
an eye full
芸
of
術
fog?
作品のろし。
When she finally spotted it, though, she was totally impressed. I'll admit, she spent several minutes trying to figure out exactly what it was I'd
う
drawn.
まっ
She decided it was probably a horse. Well, what she doesn't know won't hurt her.
失礼しちゃうわね。
She was impressed enough to ask for another one. I guess I'll need to get some practice in. The whole thing was such hard work, Maria. I never realized how difficult it was, all that mechanical stuff. It made me realize how much I have to thank you for, so I wanted to say that now. Better latte than never. Hoping you're well. Your friend, Carmen.
よかった。イエーイ、仲良しな2人。ということで Assemble with care クリアでございます。追加されたんですね、一番最後のは。いやー、いろいろと思い出していいな。壊れちゃったらね、自分で修理するのもいいんだけど、まあ自分で修理できるなら自分でね、修理した方が思い入れも何よりそのものに対して理解度が深まるからね。いいですね。いや、ちゃんと動いてんだな、これな。はい。ということで、夜な夜な修理屋オートジャーでしたけど、皆さん楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。私は皆さんと楽しめました。次回もよかったらまた違うゲームでお会いしましょう。ほんじゃ、またな。